Hey guys, as you saw from the intro, in this game we are going to have a toxic teammate who wasn't too keen to cooperate, and I bet you guys encounter this situation quite often, right? But anyway, this video is more about Esmeralda and how she can single-handedly dominate the game, even if you have a toxic teammate. She is the only mage that is also considered a tank. She can sustain a lot of damage if you make sure her shield is always active. These are the different builds for almost all situations. And this is the Emblem Setup. I really like using the talent with the gold reduction. This allows me to buy the core items faster. Always buy a magic necklace first and then prioritize the jungle item next. As you can see, this game I didn't have the most optimal start, since jungle was taking some of my farm experience, so my ultimate was delayed, and to be honest, getting the ultimate on time is crucial for getting a guaranteed kill when ganking. This jungle is pretty cute, XD. Instead of going to the bottom or top lane, I was almost 100% sure that they would try to take the small camp, so I decided to wait for an ambush. But here you can see how essential those early experiences are. If I have the normal start and jungle didn't take some of my experience, I will be at 4 now and it will have been a guaranteed kill. Esmeralda's second skill reduces the cooldown of her first skill, so make sure that your second skill hits its target twice for that double reduction. Here I was channeling my ultimate, and I had two options. If he doesn't dash, I will not go in because he can just simply dash away. But since I saw that he dashed preemptively, that was the ultimate green light. Just make sure to reset the turret's shot. Don't take the full blow. Split the turret's damage with your teammates. Since jungle is already clearing middle lane, let's not waste top minion wave, and if you have seen my latest video, then you will know that the next wave is coming because of the mirror map. If you're playing against Valor, make sure you're running a zigzag motion. Don't be too obvious with your movement. When playing against Atlas and he uses his second skill, try to dodge it first, then continue fighting. This whole time, I'm paying the utmost attention to Lancelot HP. If he makes a misstep, I will make sure to punish him. I like getting that last upgrade for the jungle item, because every 2 seconds, whenever you receive an attack, the enemies will receive magic damage and they will also be slowed down. And since Esmeralda can sustain so much, I think it's a great item to have. Try to clear the wave first before ganking. Clearing the wave will net you almost 200 gold. That's a lot. When Expert is ulting, be patient and wait for it to run out first. I was about to go mid, but once I saw the bottom minion wave was arriving, I decided to cut the lane to maximize my farm. Here you can see that I'm not committing too much, just poking here and there and making them waste skills. My plan here was to buy time until my teammate Johnson arrived with his ultimate and crashed them all. Just a little bit fun of interaction with my teammate. Well, that was a very quick game. When you play Esmeralda aggressively and roam efficiently, you can totally dictate the pace of the game. By the way, did you notice that I got 100% of the team's kills? That's the power of Esmeralda. And because she's also a tank, she can deal the most damage while tanking the most as well. But since the game was very quick, I bet you guys are not satisfied with one game, so I'm going to include the very next game, that funny enough, I encountered another somewhat toxic player while playing Esmeralda once again. Here you can see that I picked Esmeralda first, and as you probably know, it's very important for her to get the blue buff. If she doesn't have it, her mana will run out extremely fast, and also you can spam her first skill, which will make her a very mediocre hero. But since we got Ling, and that hero definitely needs the blue as well, I decided the only option left is to steal the opposite team's buff. When you encounter these kind of tough situations, try to come up with a plan to solve the issues at hand. In the early game you can play very aggressively against other melee heroes. Just make sure your second skill keep hitting them twice to reduce the cooldown of the first skill. Looking at the map, I determined that it was very obvious that top will try to contest the crab, so that's why I decided to go top instead of bottom. Always go for the carries first. Looking at my HP and the amount of shield, I was pretty confident we could turret dive the Kufra easily. Also pay attention to how I am taking the turret's damage, so my teammate can finish him off without dying or losing too much HP. Here you can see that 5 of the enemy's heroes are top, so since I'm quite far from the fight, if I will try to help, the fight will be over even before I get there, so you gotta make quick decisions. When a lot of the enemies are busy ganking other lanes, use that to your advantage and push. Objectives are way more important than kills. Don't let your teammates' death be in vain. When you're playing Esmeralda and you're facing against heroes that have dash and flicker, if you think they still haven't used those skills yet, then a good tip will be to try to predict where they might dash to. Mechanics are definitely important, but I believe using your brain is even more important. So when your condition is good, you can make much better decisions. That's why I always advise you that if you're in losing streak or tilted, you should definitely take a break, because you're probably just going to keep underperforming the other games as well, if you continue when you have a poor condition. By the way, in case you didn't know, the shield will eventually turn into health, so keep spamming your first skill if you need some health back. Here I was pretty sure the Kufra still has his ultimate, so I decided to base his ult. His ult has way longer cooldown than Esmeralda. See here how I didn't commit. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and if you did, don't forget to like and subscribe.